All right. Now, when I get to polycyclic systems, and this is 3.14, okay, polycyclics. The polycyclics represent ring structures that have more than one ring associated with them, and the rings are somehow connected. Right? Now, in this case, there's two different kinds. There's this kind where two rings are kind of fused at one carbon, and we call that a spiro system. Okay? I don't know if you can see this, so let me rewrite this. Spiro. Okay, that's a spiro system. And over here, this is a bicyclic system. And why do we call this one a bicyclic system? Because you can kind of see, here's a ring on this side, and there's another ring on the other side. That bridging carbon kind of generates two rings. So as a result, we call it a bicyclic system. Now to name these types of bicyclic systems, we don't call them hexanes or octanes or anything that's associated like that. Instead, what we do is we count up the total number of carbons that are in each of the systems. All right? So for this spiro system, okay, what's it going to be called? This one over here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 carbons. So we're going to call this thing a nonane. Okay? And we're going to call it spiro at the front. That indicates that I've got kind of a pinch in the middle of the ring. But to name and number the spiro, what I do is I then number the number of carbons that are coming off on each end. And in this one, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons on one side. And on this one, I've got 1, 2, 3. So to name this thing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this thing 3, 5, nonane. So spiro 3, 5, nonane. All I do is number the number of carbons that are on either side of the pinch. Okay? For this other carbon, for this bicyclic system, I do a similar type of thing. How many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that makes this thing a heptane. Now, how many carbons do I have on each side? Okay? So on this one, I've got 1, 2. I don't count the bridgehead carbons, and these are the ones in the middle. I'm going to count this 1, 2. And this one up here is a 1. So what I'm going to call this thing is, you guessed it, bicyclo 1, 2, 2 heptane. Alright? That's how we name these things. There are more complicated examples, and then we have fun names with them like cubene and all this other crazy stuff. But if we're naming things like the spiros and bicyclic, this is how, in general, that you name them. Okay? We'll do some examples of that here in class.